Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's that time again. Real Weird Sickos podcast, recording today live. Here we are. Hello, hi, how are you? It's us, Weirdsville, Sicko Town, USA, Real Weird Sickos. My name is Charles Kahn. I am the Masked Bastard. With me, as always, is the lovely Jenna.
What's going
Jingles.
on? What's going on? I like how you changed my name. That was pretty sick.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah!
How's it going today, Jenna?
No,
Feeling good?
It's awkward pause. We're like what? Like we haven't recorded in like 2 weeks, so we're
listen, in
rusty
podcast
as
time,
fuck.
I am not rusty at all. I'm perfect. I know exactly who I am and what I'm doing and how to talk. But you know who also is a good
Charles
talker?
is okay, but I don't know how to talk. I have the dumb today, and you know what? I need to just shut the fuck up right now.
We also have a friend with us. Hello, friend. It's our friend. He's not George. It's Jorge.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
How's it
Our
going?
guy, Jorge.
It's Spooktober now. This is literally October 1st. So
I am so excited too. It's October 1st. I can see clouds. I'm so happy
feel,
about that.
cool.
You can
It's
feel
still
the
hot
pumpkin
here.
spice in the air, brother.
Oh God.
It's still like hella hot
Spook
here.
season.
It's been hot all week, like out in Jorge's and I's neck in the woods because he's like my neighbor and shit.
Let me tell
Like,
you.
it's so fucking hot.
It's
so
awful.
hot.
Let me tell you about West Virginia weather. So we had 80-degree days, and it's great, and I could sleep with the door open at night. And then one day, it just all goes the other way, and it is blue, bitter cold.
We had that
And-
once where it was really hot, like for like a week, and then for one day it rained and it was trending and it was great, and then it went back to hot.
Yes. Yeah, it was like pouring. We had like a monsoon or some shit. Like all of a sudden, we were
crazy.
getting like flash flood shits, and then it stopped, and then it was like hella hot the next day, and it was kind of humid. And then yesterday was kind of okay. This morning was great. It felt kind of like fall, but
This morning was lovely.
it was great. And now it's just kind of It kind of went.
Yeah,
back
we're in
to-
monsoon
went
right
back
now.
to
We're getting the
shit.
backwash of the hurricane from Florida. Like, it seems to
Yeah.
have washed up this way, and it's...
All the Florida men
It's
really
lovely.
came out.
Oh, bless them. Bless them. I
Average
love
Floridian.
those real weird sickos. Our guys in Florida.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
kind of like it's. I'm really, really glad. I mean, people can shit on California all they want to, but god damn it, at least we're not Florida. At least we're not fucking Florida, okay?
Oh,
We're kind of the
man.
opposite of Florida. We need all that water.
It's
like,
too
it's
humid
so
out
weird
there. Ugh.
That certain
can't do it.
places in the country have this strange reputation. Like Texans are their own weird thing. And then you have the Florida weird thing. And then there's, hey, we're from New York. That weird thing.
What's California's weird thing? I actually don't know.
Oh, I feel like most people think of California as, I would say, like the super lefty, like stuck up. Like, does this avocado toast locally artisan and fresh?
So it's a fucking everybody goes to fucking avocados.
I was gonna
because
say,
it's
of course, it's avocado.
It's the state fruit, bro.
I've been told I have a California accent, and I have no idea what that means.
That's you know what? I was
Well, you
just
see-
about to bring that up. I was like, why
Yeah.
does everybody say like, oh, I like your accent? And I was like, I don't fucking have an accent.
Yeah, I
What
was
are
like,
you talking
oh,
about?
you
I
guys-
just talk.
You know, everybody listening right now can hear my
Oh.
accent, but you guys have the California accent.
No.
'Cause it's
Actually,
a little
I
bit
just-
of a yo's.
No, I just remembered. My sister told me what the California accent is. It's not pronouncing our T's.
What?
So instead of saying like street, we say street,
Oh, there it is.
Is
That's
that
the key.
it?
I
Is
think
that
you might
it?
have
I think
just
that's
unlocked
it.
something for me,
It.
Jorge.
right?
I also
That's
kind
it
of oh,
versus it.
I never noticed that.
That.
Mm. You never noticed that? You never
Maybe
noticed?
that's the thing.
You never
I never
noticed?
noticed it. See, the thing about like fun fact, like
Notice.
Jorge and I are actually like because I feel like California. I think a lot of stuff is like very regional. Like we're a big fucking state, so I think there are things that are extremely regional. And like Jorge and I are we live in the same region, so it's kind of like
Yeah,
I
there's
would
some
never-
very
I would never
different
notice it.
Californias,
but
like
a lot
North
of people
California,
do that.
North
No,
California, South
completely
California,
different,
LA,
completely different
California,
planet.
very different places.
We even split it up between like NorCal and SoCal. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
There's some crazy,
totally
And there's a
different
difference.
words.
there's a crazy
Yeah,
maniac guy who
huge
kept
difference.
pushing for. They wanted to separate California into 6 separate states.
oh
Yeah,
Jesus
I
Christ,
remember that. That
forgot
was a
about
long time
Oh
ago.
yeah, it's been a little while, but those cranks are out there, and they're like, "This is what we need to do, guys."
Nah, it's way too complicated. Like having like different like state governments and all that. It's way too much of a mess.
We're just way
I've
too huge. Speaking of LA, how do you feel about Dan Schneider, Jorge?
Oh my god.
yes, the
Um,
creative Nickelodeon producer behind shows such as All That, The Amanda Show. Was he behind
Jesus
Kenan and
Christ,
Kel?
Charles.
He was.
Drake
I think he
and
was by
Josh.
Keenan Kel.
Yeah, he was.
Man,
when
Kenan and
all that
Kel is
shit
my
came
shit.
out-
I love Kenan and Kel. It's so funny.
When all that shit came out about like Jeanette McCurdy and her book and all that, I got so many tweets and messages saying, "Hey, dude, you gotta say something about it." Because
like you
when I
already
made my
said
video, when I made my video like 4 years ago now, it was mostly just rumors, and embarrassingly, I sort of like defended Dan. I was saying, look, like his shows they're going down the drain. Like I think that's more probable.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh shit, like something probably went down.
There's
He was
so
a
much
little
feet
sus.
stuff in those shows. Like even
Yeah,
watching it.
at the very worst, he's like a weirdo, or at the very best, he's a weirdo, right? He's
We
really, really
may never
strange.
know if that's like if the foot fetish is his worst or his best, but but at least like the foot shit, like that's been in front of our face like the whole entire time. Like
Yeah.
if you want to talk like conspiracies, that shit's been on our face for like.
You want to talk about a real
I hate
conspiracy?
feet. Oh, I'm so grossed
Yes,
up by feet. What's
yes.
a real conspiracy? What do you got?
Yes, let's go.
So twice now, I've had Dan's PR team try to take down my video,
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
and it's because I use personal photos in the video, which is fine. I guess that makes sense. But
Like, how would
YouTube
you
did
be
nothing
able to
about
get
it.
them if they weren't out there? You know?
yeah, I just
yeah,
Googled
how
it. I don't know.
personal were they?
Yeah.
But surprisingly, like YouTube was on my side. They're like, you don't have to do anything about it. So I was like, okay, cool. His
hell
PR
yeah.
team did it twice. Nothing has happened. The video's still up and fine. They did take down this small YouTuber's video. I forgot what his name was, but he also made a video on Dan Schneider, got a couple thousand views. That one was taken down. And there's
Damn.
a third YouTuber whose name I can't remember. It was so long ago. I think his video was also taken down, but now it's back up. So clearly they're trying to
I know.
hide it, I guess.
Joji.
They're cracking down on some Dan Schneider.
Everybody's favorite, I guess you call it lo-fi rap, or I'm old, so I have no idea. Joji, when he was doing the Pink Guy, famously on that rap album, there's a whole song
Dan
about
fucking Schneider. This ain't a fucking
Yeah.
game, bitch.
yes.
I want to watch a sitcom with
Everybody
my dick in my
knows-
hand.
Like it's been years that everybody's known about Dan Schneider being this weird guy.
No, I
And
mean
I
that
don't know
whole song.
why.
That whole
I
song
don't
wasn't
know-
about him being weird. That song is just about like how.
I feel like
no,
there was a bit in there. It was
well, I
motivated
mean,
by that.
Nickelodeon girls used to be a lot younger, and then they got like to be of legal age. So that was like the gripe of the Pink Guy song.
Well, see, the thing I had heard was that Dan was messing around with some of the girls. The Britney Spears' sister, when she got knocked up
Oh.
and lost the show, that was the big rumor going around. And I was told that rumor by people that would probably know something like that weren't just, Joe Blow jabroni on the street, that they were messing around. So I don't know. Maybe there's something there. I don't know.
We know
Have you
for
heard
sure.
about that, Jorge, at all?
We know for sure that he was at least somewhat abusive. I think Jeanette's talked about that, verbally abusive, in her book. And he was giving like alcohol to minors. I know that's for sure like what happened, according to Jeanette.
See, you can't do that. Like, why would they do
I
that?
mean, obviously, yeah. Obviously, you can't do that. The whole like him like impregnating Jamie Lynn Spears, and that's why the show got canceled. As far as I'm aware, that's just a theory. But at this point, I'm not holding anything like back. Like,
Yeah.
she
it was
got-
a theory
she
for like the
If
longest
you told
time,
me
and now
that a producer of kids TV shows was messing around with the tween girls,
No way.
that's awful. Have you heard the one about the Macho Man Randy Savage? Why he was for years not welcomed back in the WWF? Why Vince
No,
hated
tell
him?
me about this.
All
I
right,
never
this
this
knew
is new to
anything
me.
about
I
this.
did not know about
All
this.
right, all right.
Yeah, let's
so this
go.
is. So you're familiar with who Stephanie McMahon is, right?
Give background. Give a little background.
So
'cause
Vince
I'm not.
McMahon is the owner of the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation, the biggest entertainment wrestling company in the world. His daughter, Stephanie McMahon, has worked with and around the WWF since about the time she was, let's say, 13 or 14. And the Macho Man Randy Savage was one of the most popular wrestlers throughout the 80s, 90s, and early aughts.
Is he? He's
and
the Slim Jim guy, right?
He is the Slim Jim guy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, wow.
Jenna. He talks like this, and he's the coolest guy around. Yeah.
Okay.
Done a lot of cameos in cartoons. He was in the first Spider-Man movie as Bonesaw. Everybody knows the Macho Man. Oh, yeah. And then the Macho Man, yeah. And the rumor is that Macho Man was messing around with an underage Stephanie McMahon in the early 90s, and that was why he ended up leaving for WCW and never returning. That was the rumor. And there's
Leaving
a lot
or
of
being
people,
forced to leave.
I don't know. There's a lot of rumor and innuendo about whether or not he did it, whether or not it was just sour grapes, whether or not he did it just to, spite Vince because him and Vince was into it. There's a lot of rumor and speculation. I tend to think better of the Macho Man. I think he didn't do it. I don't think Macho Man was that kind of guy because this would have been after his marriage to Miss Elizabeth. So I think by that point she may have already been with Lex. I may have that timeline wrong. This would have been like 93, 94, somewhere around there. But around the time that he left for WCW. Because Hulk left first and then Macho Man left. Macho Man was doing commentary and still felt like he could wrestle. And so that was why he went to WCW.
Hulk was a weird
But the
dude,
rumor was always that he had messed around with the underage Stephanie McMahon. And
Hulk Hogan had that reality show that was on when I was like, I don't know, like junior high and high school. And I remember watching it.
It's sad.
He was really weird with his daughter. It was just weird. Like he put
like what would they do?
He would put like fucking like tanning oil like on her ass, and it was.
Well, he wanted her to be a
fuck.
socialite. He wanted her to be like, American royalty.
Okay, there's wanting to like have your daughter be a fucking socialite, and then there's putting fucking baby oil on her ass. That was weird.
You don't understand, Jenna, how much money Hulk put of his personal fortune into her singing career. Millions of dollars that Hulk put in.
I bet the show producers had no problems with that. They're like, yeah, dude.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
Like,
I
by all
guarantee
means.
VH1 was like, yeah, man, like that's a great idea. We're VH1.
Fuck it, dude. The ratings will shoot up.
Yeah. And
Like,
if you remember,
they're talking to each other like, oh my God, you won't even fucking believe it. Like, we don't even have to like do anything. Like, this guy's just fucking already doing it himself.
We just happen to be recording.
When Hulk was saying the N-word,
like, whatever, dude.
that was supposed to be what it was over, was the Brooke Hogan music stuff. There was a producer who she was messing around with, allegedly. And that's why Hulk was using the racial slurs. But Hulk had used racial slurs on tape before. If you remember when his son crippled that guy, there was some racial slurs said on that tape when he was talking to him through the prison.
What?
I feel like nobody brings that one up. But
I feel like I have no idea. I don't even know that even happened.
Perhaps it's lost media, and we need a lost media expert to find it for us and fact check me to make sure that I'm not saying something completely out of my ass. But I remember
if it's
that
just rumors, did anything ever come out of it?
I remember there being tape of it. I remember him playing it on Howard Stern, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, God. So I actually just bought like 15. I'm not even joking. Like I have 16 VHSs of the Howard Stern show for this other thing that I'm looking for. So
I have a friend who has an archive of Howard Stern material that is, it's impressive how much Howard Stern material he has. And it's also a little like, oh man, you've put a lot of time and effort into organizing and keeping all this, huh?
Because how long has that show been going for now? Like
mid-70s?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
And he's got tapes going way back, but he's like super like archival kind of guy. Like he's a Reddit guy.
What are you looking for with the? Are you looking for anything in particular with that, Jorge?
I'm scouring through it just like for my own reasons. There's nothing like related to it that I'm looking for.
Okay.
But
you want to find that tape where Violent J is talking about how close he came to banging Pamela Anderson. That's a good piece of tape.
Wait, what's that?
So Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse.
Here we go. Here's another episode where we have to bring up the Juggalos, but like ICP
was
every
bragging
episode.
about how he met Pamela Anderson and she was super flirty and nice, and he's like, I got a little bit of juice going here. We got a gold record. Like I'm not nobody, and so I'm shooting my shot. It was a very weird interview. I hate to say it, but I think the Insane Clown Posse may have been full of poopy on that one. I don't think Pamela Anderson was going to go for it, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Pamela Anderson was really buying what he was selling. Like those guys were doing pretty good in the late 90s. They weren't jabronis. Like they had a lot of juice going. They were wrestlers in the WWF. They had... Maybe they were really funny too, didn't they? Well, they were really funny. If you listen to those tapes and watch those videos, you will be delighted at every interview the Insane Clown Posse does, even the later ones. They had one when Stern went to the satellite shows. I caught where the other guy, oh man, Shaggy Two Dope. Shaggy Two Dope tells an anecdote about why he was on probation because he went into somebody's house that had stole something from a friend of his, and he just happened to have a gun on him, and they got caught.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
Oh.
and these are guys that they're millionaires. Why is he doing this? Why would you ever do that as a millionaire? Like, what are you doing, Shaggy Two Dope?
So I'm sure
These
Jorge,
clowns are
you've
insane.
You've probably like been hot on the trail of stuff that you've never been able to find.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Jorge's a lost media guy. That's sort of his gimmick. Like, if everybody has a gimmick and that you boil it down to like 2 words, like Charles's memes. Jenna, what's your 2 words?
Oh, I don't even know. I honestly
Weird Sickos?
Maybe. So
That's like my legacy.
what's been plaguing you? Like,
Yeah,
tell
what's
us
lost media?
tell us
What are you
what's
after?
been plaguing you.
All right, so I
on
didn't
that
even
end.
want to buy like 15 VHS tapes of the Howard Stern show, but I have it now. Oh god, how do I start with this? Basically, this is really weird. I don't think I should bring it up actually, but I'm looking for something.
Do you know what podcast you're on right now, Jorge?
It's not like bad. It's just really random. It's something that only I would care about.
Let's go. Try us.
You have no idea the level of
Spill it.
autistic
Spill
detail
it.
that Charles
Hell
can drill
yeah.
down into.
So in 1989, there was a Mario spinoff show based on the Mario Bros. Called King Koopa's Cool Cartoons.
The PBS, there's like a local kid show.
It starred a dude in a giant like Bowser King Koopa costume with like a bunch of kids, and he would like just say all this like random nonsense and like show cartoons.
It is an absurd show to see.
It is completely lost. We have a few clips on YouTube. We've made some contacts with some of the show producers. It is completely lost. It's gone to the point where I've gotten VHS tapes from around the same. It only aired in SoCal too. It only aired in California, which is really interesting.
Huh.
So this guy on eBay was selling this box of VHS tapes. He's from SoCal, and the tapes were from 1989 to 1990. So I was like, fuck it. So I bought it, and it just ended up being a bunch of Howard Stern, and I'm really sad about that. And now they're just there in my room.
Oh, that's a letdown.
Maybe you got some good Billy West stuff in there. Hey, it's me, Billy West. You want to talk
by the
about
way-
a guy who would bust out some N-words?
I watched that show. I was like, holy shit, this would not be okay nowadays.
No. And it aired on like, that was a nationally syndicated radio show. And you'll hear him do the Dr. Zoidberg voice and say the wildest shit. Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
crazy,
the
crazy. So
Zoidberg voice.
I'm probably gonna like digitize them, but so that's
Oh, it's so
that's
good.
what I've been up to.
Billy West, I love Billy West.
That's actually now I want to like help you look for it because it's like
yes, I want for the podcast.
I've seen that happen before where people are looking for stuff like either public access, or just public television.
No, it was on Fox. It was on KTTV. Like what turned into
No
Fox
fucking
Kids.
way! Are you serious?
It was on TV, and no one has like one episode. Like there are a few clips.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I've
parts
seen
of
the
it online.
clips.
So it wasn't part. Was it like a bump, or was it part of like?
No, it was like you ever heard of Mr. Cartoon or the Captain Kangaroo?
Yeah.
There's a lot of these guys. They'll do like it's
Oh,
not
so
that
it was
far
one
off from
like
like a horror
that.
host. It's like a
Okay.
cartoon host. It's like, hey kids, it's me. A
That
Bozo
actually
the Clown
sounds
kind of
sick,
thing. Like,
though. Now I gotta look that up.
Hey, it's me, King Koopa, and I'm hosting these friggin' cartoons for you kids. You kids are a bunch of losers and morons like that Mario. It's that
That's
kind of
amazing.
stuff.
He was kind of a brute like that too. Like he would be
Yes.
like not the happiest guy.
Yeah, that's the character. I mean, that's the gimmick. You're not King Koopa, the friendliest king ever. No, you're the son of a bitch bastard. And if you don't give those kids a bastard, that's not what the kids aren't tuning in for Barney. They got Barney on another channel. They want King Koopa.
I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that's the reason it got canceled. Like it was just like too much or something. I can't remember now. But
Yeah,
watch the intro when you get the chance. Like it's him like with a bunch of kids in LA, like storming through the streets and like breaking into a building. It's my show
amazing.
now. Like it's really 90s. It's really grunge.
Oh, even the Super Mario show feels like this weird, out of time thing with Captain Lou Albano and the other dude.
That's a fucking
That show
fever
was
dream.
fucking.
It's-
That show was fucking goated like
Oh,
forever.
I've watched that show multiple times as an adult and
And
just
if you
laugh
do
through my
drugs,
hands.
you go to hell before you die. That's my favorite fucking thing on the planet.
You know,
that,
you
that,
can
that
goof
drug
on that.
PSA is the
You
best
can
thing.
goof on that all you want, but that 30 seconds of, I don't even think it's 30 seconds of Captain Lou saying you can talk to your priest, your rabbi, your teacher, just going through this list of people, because if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please.
He's kind of right, though.
You hear him say, please. There's this weird pause, please. Because you can hear it in his voice, like he really wants to help people. But he's Captain Lou Albano, this pro wrestling bad guy, playing Super Mario, which is weird. That you have this heel manager being the babyface Super Mario character.
Yeah, the Super Mario show is really, really strange. Like, I don't know.
Elvira showing up, and did Pee Wee show up on there? I feel like Pee Wee would have showed up.
Did Pee Wee?
Sergeant Slaughter, I know he was on there. There was weird episodes where like mummies and shit would show up, like whatever like toilet paper costume they could throw together.
But no one brings up King Koopa. No one brings up King Koopa's cool cartoons. Like, it's so goddamn obscure. It's
yeah. I wonder if I got a friend who works for Mario. Maybe I'll send him a call.
Because that was
send an email.
I mean, I didn't know that was like another thing that was just like a like LA exclusive to LA.
It was. It only aired. And and here's the weird thing: there are some comments and reports of people saying that it also aired for some reason in the UK.
Huh.
That's even weirder.
Like, if it was a one-off comment, I'd be like, okay, it's some guy trolling, right? But there's actually been a few saying, no, I remember this being growing up in the UK. I remember seeing this too. So really weird, really odd. Sort of like new avenues to look through.
So
it's an avenue, but you know how sometimes when you just like when you
they're kids, false memories. Like it's really really hard to know.
Where it's like you think you remember something, but like then it just turned out because it was just it was something like Koopa, and people are like, oh, that was part of my childhood. I totally remember seeing that, and then your brain just kind of makes up shit, Yeah,
it could have easily just been King Koopa from the Mario show.
So let me tell you about what aired here when I was a kid. It was on the local Fox affiliate at super early times in the morning in, I'm going to say like 90, 91. It was a localized version of Dragon Ball that made Goku and Bulma brother and sister, and they only had like the first 11 or 12 episodes. It was a really bizarre dub.
Of the first Dragon Ball?
Of the first Dragon Ball cartoon.
Huh.
And it was so weird. Like, because I've tried to find it. I believe it is the Harmony Gold dub.
I was about to say.
I think
the Harmony
that might
Gold
be
dub
the
is
one.
Super elusive. It was for a while. I think it's found now.
I gotta find that tape. I
What
gotta
studio
see
did
just how
these?
goofy and bad it is.
Was this like one studio just like completely fucking with everything?
The
or
Dragon
was this
Ball rights are weird. Like, there's like 70 different dubs for all the series. Like,
yeah,
it's really really strange.
Yeah, and I don't even think they have, between Dragon Ball Z, and all the other spin-offs and movies and things, I don't think the same companies have all the rights to that. Just like the Hammer horror movies. If you go to buy the satanic rights of Dracula and all those movies, they're in different sets. That's why. Godzilla, same thing. Godzilla is licensed by a bunch of different companies. And that was why they had weird names like Invasion of the Astro Monster, Monster Zero, Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Even though it's all the same fucking movie, they got different names.
I'm not too familiar with the Harmony Gold dub, but I know in the past like year or so, at least all of it or parts of it were found, which is like, it was huge news in the Dragon Ball community. But yeah,
I want
really,
that hooked
really
into
weird.
my veins. I want it hooked in my veins. I need to see it because it is so bad. And it's been 30 years ago, but it sticks out in my mind how bad that was and how stinky it was and how far off model it was, because you can't to change those characters' dynamics like that. That completely rewrites the whole show at that point. You're making, it's the core foundation of that show is that she finds this little weird boy in the woods, but now the brother and sister, that changes that relationship.
That's really, really solid, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm checking now. The whole thing was found. It was found in 2020.
Oh, God, yes. How many episodes did they actually do?
Ooh, I'll get back to you on that.
That might be harder to actually prove how many they've done.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
You ever find something so spicy that you can't cover it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like tell.
I can't.
Oh, man.
There is, because some things get found in not so great ways.
Like Cameron Diaz when she posed nude after saying that she never posed nude.
Actually,
and
I will
nude
say
photos came out.
I can talk about this one because I have made a video about it, and I've been given the go-ahead, so it's fine. Actually, the last time I went to New York was...
Hey, I'm walking here.
Because there was a Sesame Street event where they were airing, for the first time in like decades, like really elusive, like rare footage and rare episodes of Sesame Street. One of them was the Wicked Witch episode. It featured Margaret Hamilton reprising her role as the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh my God, that is...
you just made a video
That's
on that
so
one.
good.
Back in the 1970s, they aired an episode with her, like as the witch, and like Oscar falls in love with her, and it like I've seen the episode, it's cool, but apparently it traumatized a bunch of kids.
I'll bet.
Wow.
All the letters are still online. You can read them, but like parents were saying, "Oh, my children can't go to sleep. My kids are crying." They said the show was like how do I say it? Like they said the show became like a... Like they blame like Satanism. They said Sesame Street was under Satanism now, and the occult and witchcraft and all that because the Wicked Witch is on it. So they aired it a few times, and they never aired it again for like 40 plus years. It was just gone, and all we had was some newspaper clippings. We had screenshots from the episode, some interviews here and there, but no footage, not a second of footage. So then in 2019, the event happens, and I was like, "Fuck it! Like I need to go. I need to see this shit." So I went to go see it. It was awesome. It was cool. That's the only reason I went to New York. I didn't see anybody, no parties or anything. I wanted to watch this episode.
You were after the Wicked Witch.
I literally
Witch,
cannot
old witch.
picture. I
Wicked
can't
witch.
picture Jorge
Ding
not
dong,
partying.
the wicked
That's
witch
that's
is
very
there.
that's extremely foreign to me. Jorge not partying? What?
I didn't go with anybody. Like it wasn't like I didn't meet up with anybody. I'm like I just want to see this shit because it's been gone for years.
That's so cool though.
And then of course a bunch of leaks happened.
That's so good. I found we were scrolling through Amazon looking at, I just typed in Halloween, and for some reason the Paul Lynde Halloween special, like a variety show from the mid 70s, came on. And I was like, oh, we have to watch this. And she was on there as the Wicked Witch. It was her and Witchy Poo from HR Puff and stuff. And Kiss was on there as the musical guest. They sang 2 songs. And it's a bizarre like 70s variety show, just like the Star Wars holiday special.
Just
But
like
hosted by old Paul Lynde.
Did the whole like Star Wars Christmas shit ever, like the whole entirety, did that ever get leaked?
It's out. Like you can watch tape of it, but it's never been officially released. I would love to see it officially released. I heard Bruce Valanche talking about it on Gilbert Gottfried's show. He was a writer on the holiday special, the Star Wars holiday special, and this Paul Lynde special, and was talking about how, you just sort of throw anything you can and figure out what guests you have and who can do what. And so it's like, well, it's a variety show, so we'll have a song. And this guy, he's watching a hologram thing, and there's a song with B. Arthur, and he described one of the puppet creatures as Cunt Face. That was his name for it. And he said everybody there called it that because that's what it looked like.
But I thought,
And you'll
like,
see, if you pull up the picture of B. Arthur, you'll figure out exactly which one is Cunt Face, the alien.
Okay, but like I thought like George Lucas basically like buried it. I thought he buried the Star Wars.
That's what
Christmas
I'd always
special
heard,
for, like,
was
ever.
that Lucas hated the special.
So did fucking Han. God damn it. I can't think
Harrison
right now.
Ford. Harrison Ford showed up.
Thought it was a piece of shit too. Like
I
like
bet Mark
everybody
Hamill had
hated
some
it.
laughs about it. I bet you he thought it was hilarious and just was like, sure, why not? Let's have fun. And Princess Leia, I'm sure she thought it was a goof too. Like she just seemed fun. She seemed like she would party and think everything's fun.
I heard it was
whatever.
terrible.
Let's have some goofs.
I've never actually seen it, so I don't
Really?
think it's lost. Yeah,
Oh, brother. As far as lost media goes, the Star Wars holiday special is
because it's
fever
like
dream. They go to Chewbacca's planet, and Chewbacca has a family. He's got a Wookiee wife and a Wookiee son and a Wookiee grandpa.
Jesus.
And then the Wookiees, and their names are like Itchy and Dumpy and goofy shit like that. And the grandpa watches like virtual reality porn. He has like a hologram thing of like dancers dancing around that goes on way too long. And then like he flips on, there's Harvey Korman from Carol Burnett's show. You would know him from Blazing Saddles. He plays the snide guy in the Blazing Saddles movie.
Headley Lamar.
Headley Lamar, yes, that's
Okay.
right. Of course.
Headley.
Oh, he said that twice. That guy.
Okay.
I'm reading about
in
it
the
now.
70s.
He plays multiple parts in this special, but he's like a weird chef doing a cooking show There's B. Arthur. There's a big bar
like
scene with B. Arthur,
back
and
in
she's
that
doing a
era,
song. And
the
you
whole
see
variety special thing was just like huge.
in the B.
Like, for
Arthur
some fuck all
scene,
reason.
it is the cantina, all those creatures, including some weird ones that are only for the show, like Cunt Face. And B. Arthur sings a song to them. Oh man, you guys, everybody listening, you want some real weird sick shit that actually happened, that aired on TV, and for better or worse, I guess, is Star Wars canon. I don't know. There's a cartoon with Boba Fett, and they look real weird and 70s like, because it's the closest thing I would compare it to would be like maybe a step up between the Yellow Submarine and the Cheech and Chong cartoons, like just weird looking, where everybody's all stretched out and long. It's you guys got to see it, like seeing the sun itchy.
So like, as far as like all the the ones that might be a little too spicy, have you ever had one just kind of make you kind of unsettled?
One what? Like a piece of lost media?
Are you asking if he's found like snuff films or something?
No, just something that you were just like, huh, that's a little weird. I'm probably not.
He turns into George C. Scott and damn hardcore yelling at the screen, turn it off. Turn it off.
I guess I can't talk about this one because like Nexpo sort of popularized it. But so out of nowhere, we all know the Christine Chibuk story, right?
Yes.
What's the story? What's give me what's the
in the 70s, a reporter who was really depressed shot herself on live TV.
Oh.
Yeah.
She
was severely depressed. She couldn't have kids. Or no, she was close to not having kids because, she was like single for so long or something like that. And like the reporter that she liked didn't like her or something like that. Just a really like depressed woman.
And she shot herself live on TV.
She shot herself live on TV. And the creepiest thing was that she even predicted which hospital they would take her to. Like she had a report and she wrote like, oh, in living color, you're about to see the first ever on-screen suicide or something like that. And then, if you keep reading the report, yeah, she reports her own death, basically. Like she accurately reported which hospital she was going to be sent to. Really weird stuff.
That's creepy.
And it was on live TV, right? So for the longest time, it was like this really, really just like not safe for life piece of lost media. It was theorized that it's out there because it was live TV. But it was like the 70s, VCRs weren't common at the time, so it was just, speculation was what if. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a leak of the audio, appeared on YouTube. And for a long time, people made their own like recreations, their own quote-unquote leaks. Like, people make fakes about it.
Of course, God, people, why do you do this shit?
Yeah.
Why must people do that?
This one was genuine, and we know it's genuine because I think her brother said something. I can't remember, but her brother came forward and was like really pissed off. And I guess you're gonna be pissed off anyways if someone tries to fake like footage of your sister's like suicide. But this is like, this was unheard of. It's just, I know for sure. I don't know how, but I know for sure it was real. It was genuine. And the guy who did it. Sorry, it's been a while since I've thought about this, and I can't make a video about it, so I haven't really put too much thought into it. But the person who leaked it, whoever he was, he went by a throwaway username, obviously. The person who leaked it, quote unquote, said that he just wanted to get it out there. Like that was like his words. He just wanted to let it go. He just wanted it to be out there.
I wonder, because they have these like, I can't think of what they were called, but it's a VHS like format that is this gigantic VHS tape. It's the same kind of magnetic tape. I want to say no, it's not the Betamax. Betamax are much smaller tapes. It's what broadcast studios would record stuff on around that time. So this would have been like mid-70s, mid-80s, somewhere around there. I'm
not sure, but what I was getting to, so that's something that was leaked. We didn't look for it. No one was actively searching for it. It was just leaked. And the thing with me is I find it very, very hard to believe that someone just has the audio.
Without having the video.
You think that sucker's got the tape.
Yeah.
You think that tape's...
So it was very like hush-hush underground. Like no one, like I wasn't like supposed to like talk about it or anything because it's possible that he was also doing it for attention.
Yeah. Maybe he had a grudge against her. Maybe he was the third reporter that was unseen that...
I have no idea.
He may not have had anything to do with it at all. He just probably just wanted a little bit of internet clout or attention. People do
like
shit
a weird
like that.
guy.
My friend is the one who talked to him personally and relayed the information to me. So I'm sort of like an outsider looking in. The account is gone now, obviously. So we don't know who did it, but the audio is out there. You can Google it. It's out there now. And again,
there were these tapes. Yeah, go ahead. Personally,
personally, I just find it odd that I don't understand why someone just has the audio. Like I feel like the visual is out there somewhere. Don't quote me on that.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. If that was the genuine audio and it actually was corroborated by the brother, then like there's no way that it's just out there floating around audio only. Come on.
I'm 99% certain it's the genuine audio because now there's like news articles about it and stuff like that. It's been confirmed by the brother, I believe. So that's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not gonna touch that one. But if the visual drops at some point, then I'd be surprised.
You may have to do it.
I'd like to hope we never see it. It's one of those tapes that's like, oh, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I'm not actively looking for it.
There was a bunch of tapes when I was a kid called The Faces of Death. I want to say it was 4 of them, and then there was another one called The Traces of Death, which was like a documentary
Weren't
about
those
them.
like the real, like, were those real snuff films or no?
So some of it was real stuff, some of it was fake. Like the Bud Dwyer tape was on there, where he was a politician who... I think he had embezzled money, if I'm remembering the story right. And he goes up on stage and he's got these envelopes and he just pulls out, I believe it was a 44, and just puts it in his mouth, blows his head off right there live on TV.
Oof.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is a haunting piece of tape because it's surprising. Like there's a big splash of blood as it goes against the wall. And then he sort of slinks down and you see just a little bit of blood coming out of his nose. And it's like, oh, that sucker's dead. Like he's gone. And there's other infamous stuff like the Cannibal Holocaust movie.
Oh God!
Like the footage of people being killed, like that's fake. But they actually butchered a turtle and they killed.
Oh no!
It was some kind of like a muskrat or a pig. Well, I mean, they were out in a place where they were going to butcher and eat this stuff anyway. But they filmed it as part of the movie. And it's just a horror movie that has this awful stuff in it, and everybody has that reaction like Jen of like, oh, the people, who cares about them? They killed the turtle.
Oh, how dare you?
And it's a big turtle, yeah. And you know how I feel about turtle, my spirit animal.
I kind of think it's like, as far as snuff, there's not a lot of real shit. I mean, that's why a lot of those.
There's that guy that got screwed by the horse, Mr. Hands, I think was what the tape was called.
Yeah. That's an oldie but goodie.
That's a real piece of tape.
Yeah.
He came.
Oh God! It's like
God, I can't believe that tape exists. Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody let a horse kill them that way?
It was just like,
And then film it.
And then
film it, and then film it, and then upload it, and let that loose to the internet. Like, why?
I don't know.
He
but
came.
God, that's awful.
It's like
Welcome to Real Weird Sickos.
Oh God damn it! We're a little dark today. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, but it's like like all like the dark web shit that popularized, like, oh, you could pay money and then you could watch a red room and then you can
Oh God.
totally
I've never heard
control
of this.
it.
What's this?
Oh, it's
You don't know what
just
red rooms
fake
are?
shit. A red room?
You guys are getting into some real dark shit here. I don't know if I want to know.
Tell them what a red room
In
is.
like 2015, like the deep web was like super popular and people were making all these videos about it. The red room is basically like this urban legend that you can go on the deep web and find these things called red rooms. And red rooms were basically live streams of people being tortured.
Oh,
You can pay to watch this stuff because I guess people just get off that kind of stuff.
no.
And it was a big urban legend. Like it was like there were so
That's
many
like hostage
red room
shit.
react. Yeah, stuff like that. The problem is that the deep web's slow as shit. So like to load a page takes like a minute. So
Yep.
Yeah.
a live stream, like it's just preposterous. Like there's no way, but people still believe in it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. Just like the BME Pain Olympics. I don't want to see that.
Ooh.
I don't need to see guys cutting it off and piercing stuff and hanging
I've
themselves
never
off
seen
of
it.
hooks.
I've
and
never seen the BME paint, and I'm never gonna
I've
watch
seen
it.
a little bit
Jen.
of the Pain Olympics. I'm not gonna lie.
Once you see the Pain Olympics, then
How
you
far did you
truly-
make it through?
I saw one video of a guy like I don't want to go into it.
Oh, come
Well,
on!
just-
What did he
It
do?
was
to
like
it?
it was like the
Did he take
it
his
was,
nipples off?
it was
that
back
guy?
when the internet was like the wild west, and you would just stumble across weird shit all the time.
Yeah.
But this guy was like had like a pole and like was like in his like urethra, just like in and out.
Oh,
It
he's
was,
doing the sounding thing.
Yeah, it was.
I heard about that one.
As a man, it hurt, and I was like, "Oh God!" Like I stumbled
As
the
a
wrong
woman,
way.
that
At the
hurts.
sound
Holy
of the
shit.
tone, the time will be dong o'clock. Bing bong.
No.
Yeah, the Pain Olympics is that's odd.
Like what? You wonder how people just like get up one day and they just do like weird shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
just like,
what,
fuck
what
it.
Wonder
like
what's going to
one
be
man,
like if
one
I
jar.
take a tuning fork
one
and
man,
stick it
one jar,
right into
just,
the old
just
pecker.
literally with like his family, like at home and shit.
I'm not even
Just-
gonna make any money off of this. Just fuck it.
Yeah, and then it breaks, and he literally like it broke in his ass, and then he just took out the glass and then went to work, like
I
nothing
wonder-
happened.
I wonder if that guy had put jars up his ass his whole life.
And this is like the one time it went wrong.
And this is the one time it broke. Like he just got a drawer full of VHS tapes of him shoving things up his ass
you know
like
what?
jars.
I think today's the
coffee
day I'm finally
cans.
gonna do.
Yeah, what if it was the first tape?
The
He's like,
fact
you know
that
what?
there was
I've been
no
shoving this stuff up my
audible-
ass. Why
that
don't I
there was-
take a tape of it?
There was no audible reaction, and it could be just because like his wife and his kids were home and shit, and he was just doing
Yeah.
it in the other
Oh my
room.
God,
Which
Jenna,
is
that's
the
even
whole pain in.
crazier.
But there was no audible reaction. Like you couldn't hear him even whimper like when the jar cracked. Like you can't hear anything. It was so fucking weird.
Oh, Jenna, that's so crazy.
You
I've
didn't
never
know
actually
that?
seen the video. Not gonna lie, I've never actually seen it. I know
You've
about
never
it.
seen one man, one jar, glass
never.
ass. Oh man, there's some other names. Broken Jar Man. There's a couple of different names of that tape. It's, you know, there's a lot of awful tape floating around the internet. I'll say that
Yeah.
of people doing
Yeah, there is.
absurdly stupid things like that. You know, people that light themselves. I just saw a video the other day. Oh God, I can't even get it out. It's so stupid. It's a dude sitting in the back seat of a car, and he sprays something on his hand, lights his hand on fire, and he starts laughing. And then he throws a fireball on the guy in the front seat.
Oh,
Like,
I
what
saw
a
that. I
dumbass.
saw that. That was good.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It was
That's
good.
exactly what I thought. It was like, oh, what an awful thing to do. Why would you do that?
Like, think fast, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
There are sometimes when somebody will like send you a tweet, and you know, if somebody DMs you a tweet and like the
No.
actual tweet doesn't show up and it's just like the link to the tweet, you are opening it at your own risk.
Like it's just like the rounded circle.
Never open
square.
it. Never look.
And you're like, I don't wanna, but I have to. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
That's my risky DM of the day.
It's like the worst one was somebody sent me that one guy who was I think it was like the passenger that was like filming. There was this guy sitting in the driver's seat of the car, and outside the window is like this really big, huge gentleman, and he's like shaking his ass at him, like wiggling his ass at him, right?
Oh God.
You know where I'm going with this, right? Charles knows. So he's wiggling his ass. And they're all kind of laughing. And then it's just kind of like the guy rolls down his window. I can't remember what happened. I can't remember what he said to him. But then the guy who's wiggling his ass kind of reaches down. You can't really see what he's doing. And he smacks him in the face. But it's like his hand wasn't empty and his hand was by his ass, if you know where I'm going with this.
It's poop.
And
Oh God.
He did a poop slap.
that was the last time I opened a fucking tweet from a DM that didn't actually feature the thing. And I was like, it was like in the morning too. I was like, it's 7:30 in the morning. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, that was bad. That was pretty bad.
I saw a
Fuck you,
dude
Twitter.
who was in like the passenger seat of the car, just like chilling. He like accidentally shot himself,
Oh God.
like in the head. Like
Why would he do that?
Oh.
I don't know, he was
He's
just
got
like-
a gun.
yeah, he just had a
playing
gun.
with
He was
it?
like showing it off. Like, yeah, look at this, and like he just shot himself. And it's what's crazier
Oh.
is I was curious. I went through the comments because I just wanted to see what people were saying.
Yeah.
He has an Instagram account. I found his Instagram account. I didn't follow him, but I found it. And, and the bio was like, yes, I'm the guy who shot himself. Yes, I lived.
Oh,
So does he look like? Does he look like
He looks fine.
Arseface from Preacher? Like he didn't.
He looks
Like,
A-okay.
what
He looked fine. I'm like, how are you still alive?
Yeah.
Sometimes it just depends on like you can get shot in the head and get like super lucky. Like a lot of people didn't know that like when Tupac, like the month before he actually got capped out, he got shot in the head and he lived.
That's wild.
There's a dude who he was like a drunk dude, used to live in the neighborhood, who had tried to kill himself. And I had heard that he had put the gun through his mouth and shot, and the bullet went up through his mouth and out his eye.
Ooh.
And so like you could see like a little like scar underneath one of his eyes where it was.
Yep.
I guess it was it must have been like a little 22 or something. But if you look at gunshot wounds, it's really weird how the bullet goes in like super small, and then the exit wound is like this gigantic like saucer dinner,
Well,
the little plate.
It's a blast, and sometimes depending on like if somebody gets shot, sometimes there's not, depending on how it happened, there's a lot of trajectory involved with that. But sometimes if somebody does get shot in the head, depending on if there's no exit and it just is lodged somewhere and they're kind of okay, you have to leave it in there. It's too risky to take it out. So sometimes it's happened where people have to live with a bullet lodged in their brain for the rest of their life. Otherwise, they'll be a vegetable and just that's it.
And it just so happens that nothing vital gets hit.
I put the fireball man into podcast context. He's there. I thought he sprayed something on his hand. It looks like he just flicks a lighter, lights his hand on fire, and then just throws a fireball on his friend in the front seat and starts laughing his head off about it.
Yeah, I just watched it. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what people are thinking. I don't know why they're doing that.
His friend is freaking out. He's just giggling. Like, he looks so happy.
Yeah,
I love it.
You just lit a guy on fire. You
and the cameraman is just there.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Pretty much love it. Like, I kind of feel like, I feel like that's something that I would do if I was drunk, but...
You would light your hand on fire
and
I don't know
about that.
Throw it on me in the front seat. I guess I'll never get in a car with Jenna.
You know what happens is like you have to have
with Jenna. You're riding with Fireball.
If you want to be able to do anything and have liquid courage, then you have Jorge make you a drink.
Jorge, you make a stiff drink. You do old fashioned, but it's 90% alcohol.
Honestly, I just mix shit together. I'm like, this will work.
He's like, here you go. I'm like, what is it? He's like,
the
I don't know.
jungle juice approach.
Jen's like, what is this? And I'm like, trust me.
I was like,
it's
damn. I'm like falling over. Like,
yeah.
Christ. He's like, and then it's literally been like maybe like not even like 10 minutes. It's like, do you want another? Bruh.
I'm awful.
I mean, some people go hard. Some people live a hard lifestyle. That's just who they are. Like some guys wake up and they got to start hitting the booze immediately.
Jorge, he's not an alcoholic. It's not what I'm trying to say. And he
No.
He can hold his liquor really well too. So
he's
not
just
like a
the world's
drunk.
worst mixologist, is what you're telling me.
No. He's actually pretty good. Like he gave me something that had like
it was a sex on the beach.
That was it. That's the one that you were making, and it was really, really good.
Actually a woman and a guy having sex inside the drink.
That was unironically like the last time I went like really hard. Like since then I've had like a few drinks with friends, but I've never gone like blasted.
Yeah.
That last time at the Airbnb I was like, woo.
I didn't get drunk. It was when we had like the edible. That's when I got fucked over that weekend.
Yeah, you got to be like.
I was gonna say that.
That was something I was told if I ever went to California. Except now, it's like going to the Feywild in damn Dungeons and Dragons. Accept no gifts, take nothing from nobody. If they offer you gummy bears or popcorn, or here, have a bite of these Doritos, whatever it is.
It was like, no, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what strand it was. I don't know anything, but it was probably like the most terrifying high I've ever had in my life.
Oh my God.
There was a gal told me about banana bread that somebody had.
It was one of those like everybody's against me highs.
What the hell? Okay.
Well, that's because we are, Jenna. We're all against you.
I was tripping like on the couch like by myself for like ages.
So the time before that, I don't think you were there. But it was me and the fellows and everything.
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
You guys were okay. You guys were all passed out cold, but tell them.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
I took it.
What'd you do?
And I drove home. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll be fine."
Oh no, Jorge!
No. The drive back was fine. It was when I got home and I took a shower. Like that's when the voices started happening. Like I heard voices, I heard giggling, and I was like, "What the fuck's happening?" So I got out of my bath like butt naked, like just walking in my apartment. And I noticed my door was unlocked. I'm pretty sure I did that. But like at the time I was like, oh fuck, someone's here.
That's scary.
Reality starts moving around you.
That's actually fucking like it was
I had a
It was
bad
'cause
experience, so I
it
know what you're
was
talking about.
you guys went balls out, and then I can't remember what happened. I dragged my boyfriend to a party. He didn't want to go to it. I was like,
Women
come on,
always
like
ruining men.
everybody's here. So he was like high as fucking balls at this party, like just on a bad trip, horrible trip. And then we go back and he was like, he felt really guilty because like everybody else was at the house. And he goes, everybody was so fucked up and now I'm like scared for their safety.
What the
So
fuck?
it's like, we go back to the house and the whole house is just fucking passed the fuck out. And I was like, what happened here? He was like, I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. So it's like edibles is just not my friend because it was like, I don't know what strand it was. You know how you do this edible ain't shit and then it hits?
Yeah. It took a little while. I was driving home and I was like, I'm fine. This is nothing. and then it smacked.
And then suddenly it's like it's like going in the goddamn Silent Hill dimension.
Yeah, like,
Rolled
I'm
around you,
sitting
melts
there.
away.
It was
Everything
melting.
starts to get all rusted. You start hearing weird clanging
And
noises.
then, no, it's really weird because I didn't know it was
Feeling the
hitting me.
guilt of murder.
No, because me and my boyfriend took it at the same time. Like we're sitting there, like he grabs a big old rope, and I was like, well, because it was like one of those like sour ropes or whatever, and I was like, I guess if you are, then I will too. But I only took half, you know. So
Laced candies. There it
for
is.
a really, really long time, it was this edible ain't shit until we're like sitting there, and then he was like,
Oh no!
I think I'm. He goes, I think I'm
General.
fucking high, and then I just start laughing because I realized I was like, oh, we're totally fucked up. And then I was like, your face is like pixels right now. He was like, it's a break in the simulation. You're not
What the
seeing
fuck?
things.
You remember that
How did
scary
you not
part?
see us? How did you not see us like not tripping on the couch? We're like sitting there just fucked.
There's a scary part of the Willy Wonka movie where he goes through
The fucking
and there's
tunnel.
all these colors flash. Yeah, the crazy
Yeah,
tunnel
that's
where
what
there's all
it
these
feels
colors
like. It's
flashing.
sad.
You have no way of knowing where you are going.
It's scary. It's
Besides,
really
yeah.
scary.
By the way, I unironically, I did that 2-day thing you were talking about, Charles, where like one day you got drunk and then the next day you get up and drink again.
There's a lot of guys that live that lifestyle.
Not my fault.
and
Because like one night I was going hammered. That was the night that Max and Nick had to carry me up.
No, this is how I met Jorge. I come into this party at their Airbnb.
No one was
And-
partying. I was like, what the fuck? Like
I'm
I thought we were getting
walking
crunk.
in. No, because you and Muda were fucking wasted. Okay. You guys were both wasted. And then it's like, I come in, Jorge's walking. He's like, he can't walk straight. He literally like ran into like the side of the wall.
I have
and you were
selfies from that
saying
night, by the way. Like I look back and I'm like, oh, I was gone.
And then like
you
later
just see it on your face like that.
I'm outside smoking with Oki's weird stories. And then all of a sudden, like you, Ryan, and Nick come out and you're walking in front of them and you just hurl. Like it was the most puke I've ever seen come out of anyone in my whole entire life. And I was like, are you okay, man?
The only thing I
It's like
remember,
you hit the
so
eject
bad.
button.
the only thing I remember was like laying outside, like on my ass, just like against the wall.
You were
just-
out there for a while. I felt so bad. And then later on, like maybe like a couple hours later, you were like on the third floor, like on that one couch, just like completely just gone.
This is like beyond my memory. I don't remember any of this.
I remember it because it's the first time I met you. And I was probably like because I drove that night and I was like, I probably was like one of the only people that like weren't drunk. But when I got there, it was like you and Muda were like lit.
Yeah. No, we went toe to toe. And like the morning after, I went downstairs and Ryan's like, are you good? And I'm like, yeah, man, what happened? And he's like, dude, we carried you up the elevator. And I'm like, what elevator? And he's like, that elevator. We carried you up that one. And like, I was so upset because like it was just me and Muda. Like I wanted to like, get Ryan and Nick and Max involved. The day after, they're like, come on, dude. Like I was recovering. I had a hangover. I was like on the bed just dead. And they're just like,
Yeah.
come on, dude, let's go to DTLA. Let's drink. I'm like, you bitches. Like I was doing that yesterday.
That was like at that it was like some secret like speakeasy that is like open
Yeah, we
until,
went to a
like,
speakeasy. Ryan chose it.
yeah.
It was like in a weird alleyway. Like it looked kind of sketchy, but
Yeah, like he called and he was like, "Hey, are you guys gonna come to this?" It's like, I don't know.
so it's like day 2. Like my head's a little fuzzy, but I was like, all right, fuck it. The boys want to do it. So I unironically did that 2-day thing. The 3rd day, I was gone. I was grumpy. I was just on the bed, just like completely defeated.
You guys were pretty much like dead by like Sunday.
It was great.
That I think you guys pretty much like burned out like Friday because you guys were drinking for a while. Like that first day, you guys were pretty much just like binging.
No, it was fun. It was great.
So like that's party Jorge. So we got to talk about those.
That was the worst though. That's the worst I've ever gone. Like I rarely puke, but that was really bad.
I already asked Nick and Mariah. Those of you who don't know, we're talking about Nick Crawley and his lovely girlfriend Mariah, who I love to pieces. I already asked her. I was like, so what bars are we hitting up?
Oh God.
So we're gonna get wasted out there. It's happening.
I'm gonna learn some drink mixing.
Oh hell yeah, let's do it. Like this is like we're going to the Bakersfield of New York State.
Oh fuck.
That's what everybody tells me it is. So I guess we'll find out. Let's go.
I'll be ready.
Hell yeah. So yeah, that's what we're doing. At least we're ending this like on a good note because like we got really dark there for a while.
Yeah, we talked about some fucked up shit for a bit.
You know what? I blame it on Jorge.
Hey.
Everybody like and subscribe.
There's like this really like dark like underbelly to lost media where like there are like snuff films and really just like bad like footage out there that's technically lost.
I cannot believe that people for years said that this shit didn't exist. And it's like, dude, no, as long as there is footage of shit, as long as there are cameras and human beings, they will do illicit shit. Like even going back to the Hogan's Heroes guy, like he was involved in a lot of weird shit. Mm-hmm. He was some kind of weird voyeur guy and supposedly got murdered over owing somebody money.
The videotape of, oh God, what's that, Animal Hunter?
Oh, Crocodile Hunter.
Crocodile Hunter.
Yeah, there's supposed to be the tape of that.
His name's not coming to me. I feel so bad.
Steve Irwin. I'm not making a joke when I say this. This isn't funny, but supposedly his last words were, "Hey, I'm fucking dying here." Because he grabs the thing and pulls it out and looks at it, and he realizes he's bleeding from the heart and goes, "Oh, I'm fucking dying here."
I don't mean to laugh, but that's
but I mean that's what it is. That's because you don't expect that guy to say the F word.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Is I'm fucking dying here.
That reminds me of the meme that's like, oh, man who was shot to death. His last words were, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me?"
Yeah, I love that. I fucking love that one. Yes.
Fuck around, find out kind of shit. Yeah.
Imagine those being your last words.
But the tape was trending on Twitter. Maybe on my Twitter because I'm into lost media. But the tape was trending because people were talking about it again. Steve Irwin wanted everything to get recorded.
I hope that tape never comes out. I never want to see it. I don't want to hear him say the F word. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I heard wrong. Like I had heard from like the camera guy or somebody being interviewed, and that was what they said. But they could have been somebody faking that too. I don't know. There's so much fake shit anymore. Who knows? I'm not even real. I'm a computer simulation. I was made up. I'm just a composite of Vito and Tony from Hack the Movies, and you remember that the gay guy from Bewitched, Paul Lynn. That's who I am. I'm all those characters rolled into one.
The footage does exist. I think it's in the possession of the family, which means it's as good as gone. So
yeah,
it's just something that I don't really think about. Like no one's searching for it.
You think a generation from now, somebody's going through some tapes. What's this here? And they look through it and go, "Oh no!" And then that guy's like, "Well, people need to see this because this is part of history." And he was such a beloved guy. I really sincerely love that guy. That's the big argument that
people make for the Christine Chibuk thing. It's like, no, it's a piece of history. She wanted it to be seen. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done it live.
Yeah.
That's a big argument that people make. And I'm like, it's a woman shooting herself. Like, I could die happy never seeing that.
She wasn't, and she wasn't in the best. Obviously, she wasn't in the best place mentally. So maybe her wishes, I don't know. Like, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah,
like the Crocodile Hunter. You think of all the hundreds and thousands of animals that he had fooled with, that he'd been. I mean, his footage of injuries and stuff, he always wanted to show off. Like every time he got bit,
everything
like
there was one. He never wanted
there was one. The croc bit him on the leg, and you can see the tape where it gets a hold of his leg and like breaks his leg. He was laid up for almost a year and a half. Like couldn't do almost nothing. and it didn't even look that bad of a tape. Like, it just catches hold of his leg, and you just hear him start wailing. And he was a much younger guy then, so I don't think he knew exactly how to handle the things as well. Like, you learn from experience when to be skittish and what to do. Like, there's certain things, but I love that guy so much. I loved his energy. I loved his enthusiasm for animals.
Yeah.
He was our wilderness dad.
And him, and he died doing the show for his little girl. It was her show.
Yeah.
And it was the simple thing. They're going to go out with the little stingray. Like, look at this. Like, there's a stingray. He's holding it up close to him, and the thing got scared and just stuck him. And
the animals are wildly unpredictable.
Yeah. And I hate it. I hate that was how the crocodile hunter died.
You know what? Damn it! I was trying to end this on a good note, but this is how we do it.
That's Blame It on Jorge. YouTube, over on YouTube. Everybody like and subscribe.
Thank you.
We are the Real Weird Sickos. Everybody like and subscribe. Everybody like and subscribe. Everybody love us, kiss us, listen to us. Enjoy what we're up to. I am the masked bastard, Charles Kahn. My co-host is Dojangles Jenna.
Yeah. It's me.
And our guest has been Blame It on Jorge. I'll say it 5 more times. Blame it on Jorge. Blame it on Jorge. Blame it on Jorge. Blame it on Jorge. Blame it on Jorge.
Thank you for having me.
Jorge. Thanks. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.